Welcome back to another episode of STL Real Estate Roundtable. I'm your host, Jaden Barr, CEO and team leader of Keller Williams Chesterfield. And today I'm joined by a very special guest. Jodi Hudson. Jodi, thank you so much for being on.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. So I start off pretty much every episode the same way, which is what got you started in a career in real estate?
So I have a weird one. Like, I owned other businesses. I had a little flooring store for a while, and then I had a hair salon for about 16 years. And during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, my brother called me and was like, hey, let's do real estate school online while we're bored because it's on sale for $200. So I was like, all right. Well, my hair salon had a leak in it and black mold grew everywhere. So we couldn't reopen during because they opened the state so quickly. And I was like, well, I guess we'll just do the real estate thing. Let's do it all the way. So,
oh my gosh.
So that's how I ended up in real estate. Yeah.
So what did your brother do before getting in real estate?
He's a private lesson martial arts instructor. He's a lot younger than me. So he graduated college and he was still like a full-time martial arts instructor. So he was like kind of ready to do whatever his, real career was going to be, I guess.
Okay.
And like I said, at the time we were just doing it like, oh, it wouldn't hurt to have that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so you own your own hair salon, kind of entrepreneurial background. What lessons or similarities could you see from that previous career to what you're doing now?
I think the hair salon and real estate are really similar, which sounds weird, I think, but it's really just helping people like get what they want and manage their expectations. So honestly, my first mentor said that to me one day because I was having a hard time, and she's like, quit trying to be something, whatever it is you're trying to be, and just, if you're a hairstylist that sells houses, be a hairstylist that sells houses. And then it just went fine. Like, it's just, whether it's that cut looks good on that supermodel, that's not your face, so we're going to adjust. Or, I love that house too, but you can't afford it. So we're going to have to adjust.
Okay. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so how long did you have the hair salon?
About 16 years.
16 years, okay. Was it hard to let go of that or say goodbye to it?
It was sad. It was really sad because we didn't reopen. So it wasn't like a planned closing. So the girls that like worked with me, it was really hard. And then like the first year I did real estate, I still rented a station and did people's hair. But the hardest part was just like, because you saw those people all the time. I mean, I had the same clients for even before I had the hair salon, they went with me there. So I had the same people every 4 weeks for 10, 20 years, Yeah. But I put effort in the last year into like reconnecting sometimes or reaching out or maybe going to get coffee and stuff. So that's really been nice.
That's awesome. Okay. So you get licensed in 2020.
Yeah.
And just sunshine and rainbows every day since, right?
Oh, the first year was awful. It was awful.
Take me back to that first year. What was that first year like?
So we went to, because I had the flooring store, so I used to be the flooring vendor for Worth Clark when they were a rental company.
Oh, okay.
So I already knew them, so we went there, and they were fine, but like because it was online, I really didn't know like what to do. So we just kind of like would sit there on our computers together all day, and I'd be like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "I don't know." So we really did nothing. Like I think we sold 3 houses. They were from people whose hair I did, and then. The next year we went to, at the time it was Real Living, now it's Fox and Riley. And then that kind of made everything click for me. Cindy was like, the talking, you're fine. Like, you're fine with those parts. She goes, but let's like figure out how to do real estate. And I was like, that'd be amazing, So I stayed there. And then we went to First Community, mostly because they had lead gen. So it was a good fit for us to get started there, like to give us some movement. But then it was great. But the first year was, I was like, I don't know, I should go back to doing hair.
I think the stat is like 80% of agents don't make it past 18 months.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we're here. High five. Yeah, right. We made it. Okay, so you get through that first year, start to see some success. What do you think has been the key to the success and what's gotten you to where you are now?
Keep following up with people. That's always my biggest pet peeve. They'll be like, well, I met with them and, and then they didn't like answer the phone after that. And I'm like, well, everybody's not just ready to buy a house, right? Like,
Right.
so I said, part of it is helping them figure out what they want, or I don't know, helping them manage their scared parts. Cause I think that's the hardest part. I'm like, when people are afraid to move forward, it's because they're not confident. So I think following up and helping them figure out what it is they are nervous about and helping to solve that problem is going to be the biggest like conversion thing, you know? And that's what I am proud to say. Most of them will say, like, I was really nervous about this, and, you know, we talked it out, and I'm good with it. We're cool, you know? And I'm like, yeah. I said, you just have to figure out what the problems are and then solve them.
Yeah, I come across that with inspections a lot of times. Like, you know, your buyer leaves the inspection and, you know, there's a laundry list of items and, you know, emotions are high, right? But if you just take, you know, 24 hours to just process and say, okay, well, this isn't a deal breaker. This isn't a big deal. This can be addressed or addressed later. A lot of times just having a little bit of time to kind of process is beneficial, I think.
Oh, I do too. I would say that's got to set for a second.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And talk it out with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Just process it together. Right. Okay. So, you know, what challenges have you come across? You mentioned the first year, you're like, I don't know. I'm just scrolling listings on the MLS. I don't know what I'm doing. What challenges are you currently working through in your business today?
So we're growing a team right now, which has been a different aspect of things. So I am obviously hyperactive. Like, this is me medicated. So, so I have a hard time like grasping why everybody can't do the same as me as far as schedule goes. Like, what do you mean you can't just get on the computer and do your 2 hours of power and do this and this? So that's been hard for me. I'm thankful that I have my brother, because then he's the other team lead and he's very mellow, chill all the time. And he's like, well, I'll just call and take advantage. You know, I'll talk to him. And I'm like, they didn't do this. They didn't call these people. You know? So that's been my struggle recently, is more getting used to taking my hands off the wheel and letting them do their process.
How many people on your team right now?
So there is 9 of us on our, so we on the Zillow Flex team.
Yeah. So what's that transition been like from just being an agent that's in control of your business to now you're leading other agents?
It's okay. It's good. It wasn't something we just looked to be a team together. Originally was when we started. And then, so then we have 2 people when we were at First Community that I knew previously. Like, one, I did her hair since she was a little girl. So it's like her first haircut. Yeah. And then she got her license. And then she asked me if she could go on our team. And I was like, I guess so. I don't. Yeah. So then it just kind of did it on its own. And I probably should have been better prepared for that than I was. But I like it now.
I don't think you're ever really prepared.
No.
Right?
No. And then I feel bad if you like
fail
let them
forward
down. Yeah. But no, I like it now. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see as, like, you know, if we're sitting down for another episode of the podcast here in 3 to 5 years, kind of what's the vision for your business and your team that you're building?
I would like to have like micro teams, like, so that the people that really do well, like, I wouldn't want to not work with them anymore. Like the ones, you know, that are like your fan faves. Like, I'm like, well, I would never want you to leave. But at the same time, I know you have to grow. So I would like it where they could manage other team parts and kind of make it like micro teams under and let everybody kind of grow together. And I know a lot of agents don't want to continue. I like being transactional. I enjoy seeing the people. I mean, I maybe don't need to do as many transactions, but I don't necessarily ever want to not be transactional. So, but I'd like to do like, you know, 1 a month and have them get my passive from the micro teams under me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think Gary Keller says you want to create, if you're a team leader, you want to create a world so big that no one would ever want to leave.
Oh, right? That's good. That's a good
Which
one.
is exactly what you just said, right? Yeah. And so I think that's a challenge for a lot of leaders of teams out there that, you know, you want to attract talent, right? But you also have to recognize that talent is always looking to grow. And so if there's not growth opportunities within the team, then it might be a situation where that person's going to move on to other opportunities somewhere down the road, right? So I think that's a challenge that a lot of leaders of teams struggle with is,
I do too.
You want talent on your team, but then that talent is eventually, they might want to start their own team or do something else, right? So I always respect and have a lot of admiration for the teams that can retain that talent for long periods of time, right? We have several teams that have had the same people within their world for, 7, 8, 10 plus years, which is just a testament to like the value that team brings, right?
That would be my goal for sure.
Yeah.
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 Because new hires are.
Well, it's intensive, right? You gotta train, and a lot of times you're the first person that they go to for questions, and
it's time consuming. Yeah.
So if there's an agent watching this that is aspiring to get to the level that you're at in such a short period of time, which by the way, that's incredible that you're at this level of success so early in your career. I mean, we're just 5 years in, right?
I know, both.
And feel like we still have, we're still growing, right, every day. But if there's an agent watching this that is aspiring to get to your level of success, what advice would you give them?
Don't worry about your split so much, and go find somebody that's going to give you clients to work with or help you get the clients to work with, because that was the hardest challenge, I think, to get started. And it's really devastational when you sit there and you do all this stuff that they tell you. You're not just going to go to a party and be like, hey, can I sell your house?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how they start out. Like, you're just going to go to parties and ask people to sell their house. And I'm like, nobody wanted to sell my house. So that would be mine. Find somewhere to align yourself with that's going to help you get people to have transactions with, because it's the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah. I always say that, 50% of, 10 deals is better than 100% of no deals, right? So if you're an agent that's struggling, like, there's opportunities everywhere. And so don't worry about your split. Like you said, go somewhere where you're going to get opportunities, and every opportunity that you get, you're going to grow from it, and you're going to learn, and every transaction is different. So you're going to just learn along the way.
It takes less time because you have more help.
Yeah.
I'm like, the hours are cut because have a whole team.
So your business right now, where does most of the business come from?
So we've really been focusing on the Zillow Flex, because we started that in, I guess, April 30th. So May 1st we launched. So we've been really working on making them really focus on that. So that's been the majority of our business for the past couple months. But before that, it was kind of a combination of leads and SOI. I thankfully do have a pretty large SOI once I did figure out how to work that the correct way. From having the hair salon. So the people that are newer, it seems like they're more still leads. And then the people that have been with us a little bit longer are getting more SOI, which is it's nicer. You have a little more rapport with them, or referrals. I have a lender that sends me a lot of people, so that's nice, because we've worked together a lot. So I know it's going to be a nice transaction. And
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So the hair salon, SOI, Zillow leads, how does that compare? Say you're meeting a Zillow lead, right? Someone that you don't already know, you haven't built up that rapport. Like, what is that process like for you? How do you build trust quickly with those clients?
I get a little more casual probably with them than I always kind of joke with the teammates. I'm like, don't get so realtor-y. Like, when you're talking to people you haven't met, I'm like, they are freaking out. It's like the first house they've clicked on. So I'm just very casual and just excited with them, because they're excited. It's usually the first house they've seen, hey, I am super excited about this. This is great. Tell me what you love. Tell me about you. Where I feel like when I go in with somebody I already know, we already have that friendship. So it's more realtor-y, I guess. Okay, this is what your CMA looks like. This is the numbers. Let's get down to business. But I think a lot of times for the leads, that's part of that's the hardest conversion I've had with the new team people, is they're so stiff with it. And I'm like, nobody wants to continue to hang out with you when you're that intense on the phone, Right. Just chill. Just chill a little bit. And I said, and then you can get intense. Get intense later. When it's time to write the offer or something like that, we can get real intense. Until then, just relax and make it like fun. Because I've had so many people, like they had an agent, didn't work out, and then now they're house hunting again. And there was no fun because I'll be like, well, tell me like about the experience or whatever. Like no fun. And I'm like, what is, it is supposed to be kind of fun. I mean, it has to be serious too, but it is supposed to be a little fun picking out a house, you know?
Right.
So.
Right. So whenever you're getting started in this new career, right, what is something that surprised you about the industry, or something that, you know, you feel like you learned very quickly about real estate?
I feel like there's like two ends of like residential real estate agents, and like it's like a super divide of like one mentality versus another mentality. And it really shocked me that it was just like two separate things like that. Like I always kind of call them like the old mindset of like everything's like a deal or like different, where then the other one comes from like this very helping or like even the agent interaction, you know, instantly when you call, it's like, oh, great, we have a similar mindset. This is going to be lovely for both clients. I mean, to the best that you can't help things that happen, but
yeah.
And I was really just shocked by that. Like some of them were not that way at all. And I'm like, oh, wow, like this is all about stabbing somebody in the back. So I was shocked by that. And I was really pleasantly shocked the other way when I found so many that were, I really do. I'm thankful for when we went to Real Living, because Cindy Fox really taught me that. Like, she was really big on like the giver's gain, and like helping is going to bring you more than anything else. And that was really, it was really neat to see that she was so like into that, you know. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're going to do charity stuff like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so exciting just seeing like, you know, if you have a listing and you see a familiar name pop up on your phone for who's showing it or who's sending an offer, and it just makes me so excited. I'm like, oh, I get the chance to work with this agent. That's awesome.
Oh, me
and
too.
Then, I think that's kind of an underrated or undervalued aspect of like whenever people are looking to hire you as their agent. I think this should be a question that every client should ask whenever they're interviewing agents is, what's your reputation amongst the realtor network, right? Like, do other agents like working with you? Because I mean, I've had so many, you know, like you said, there's some agents that thinks their crap don't stink, and it does, right? And so you know, that's always a surprise.
I totally agree. Like I definitely think that should be question number one for people, and they don't even think of it, because I'm like, you get down an ugly road there.
Yeah. And it can be a huge competitive advantage, right? Whenever you're calling agents, and if you have good rapport with that agent on the other side of the deal, like that's going to go a long way.
Oh, I agree. Right? I even had ones that like fell apart, you know, ended in mutual release, worst possible case. And at the end, it was like, this was the best mutual release I've done. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, because stuff happens. You can't, as long as you're upfront, and sometimes it just isn't going to work. My guy lost his job, you know, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're licensed in 2020. We have had so many changes in the industry since we got licensed, right? We got licensed right around the same time. How have you navigated those changes, and what's been the biggest adjustment that you've made in your business, if you have made any?
Trying to manage seller expectations, because a lot of times they're like, oh man, you know, we're going to get so many offers and everything's just going to blow up. So that's been my hardest. And because it was hair clients that I serviced first, they were sellers. So it was like 2021. I'm like, yes, this job is great. I don't even have to do. I can take a picture of the outside, and you're going to get 25 offers. Yeah,
it's even on the market. Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, you know, we're going to kind of watch the data. It's not quite the same show that it was before. So that's been a hard adjustment.
Yep. What's it like working with your brother, like on a day-to-day basis? You said he's mellow, right?
Yes.
How has that benefited, and what's been kind of like the working relationship? Like, what does that look like?
We do great. We do great. Like I said, he's 16 years younger than me. So it wasn't like we didn't have that, like, I guess, childhood competitiveness because I was like moving out, when he was born. But I'll start kind of spiraling and he's good about like, whoa, let's not make that call quite yet. So that's been fantastic. And vice versa, because he is so mellow, I'll be like, did you call 12 people today? Because you needed to call 12 people today. So I make him light that fire so that he doesn't have to listen to me nag him. And then he does dial me back quite a bit.
Okay.
Pretty often, yeah.
Okay.
Because awesome. I will have tantrums. I know he had at our old office one day, he's like, I'm just going to call it there because I was having a problem with somebody. And he was like, I'm coming in because you don't want her to. Trust me. She's still like, you freak out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's the calm.
That's great. So looking at, this business that you built over the course of 5 years, what's the thing that you're most proud of?
The newer agents that have done so well, and helping them do it.
Yeah.
And and then some clients, like people that I found out, found a way and they never thought they would. It's not usually the best paycheck client, but like they just didn't think they would ever have the possibility of owning a home. And we found a way. Like that's, of course, tear welling when you get to the closing table. But yeah, that and the new agents and how well they've done.
That's awesome. Helping others succeed, right? That's a huge morale booster for sure. So what were your hours like whenever you were doing the salon business? Were they similar to like real estate, or how did that?
No, I was so spoiled. I only worked like 20, 25 hours a week. And like I said, I was predominantly chemical service and I built a really good clientele really early. So all my people pre-booked like 6 weeks in advance. So I didn't even.
So you knew what your schedule looked like. You woke up on Monday morning, you knew.
Oh yeah, I used to joke, like, do not call me for a haircut today. Yeah. We will see you next month. No.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I was spoiled. Other than running the salon part, sometimes would add extra hours, but no, real estate, people don't realize you work a lot of hours. I'm like,
yeah. I was gonna ask, like, what's your work-life balance? Like, what do you enjoy doing outside of real estate, and how do you make time for?
I do terrible at it. I do terrible. I'm getting a little better now. I have teenagers, so obviously, like, you try to be there as much as you can for your kids, and they play sports, so I'm constantly going to sports. But yeah, I mean, this year was the first year I just went to Branson because I was like, last year I like literally landed in Florida, 20 texts, 2 mutual releases, and I'm like,
gosh, yeah.
Oh, they're on vacation. You guys go ahead, Yeah. So I did really prep this time. I said, we're just going to Branson. And I did take the time off, which was really nice. It was nice. And my team did a great job managing my people for me while I was gone. But yeah, I do terrible work-life balance. I mean, I'm working on it. But I mean, I feel like I now have a thing on my answering machine or answering voicemail that says, if it's after 7 and it's not urgent, I may call you tomorrow. So that was like my big move this year.
Yeah, setting boundaries, right? Yeah. I have like my out of office email, right, which is basically like, hey, if you need me, like, you have my cell phone number, but if not, I'll get back to you when I get back in town.
Yes.
I always tell agents too, if their business is slow or down, like, just book a vacation and it'll solve that problem real quick. Like, as soon as you touch down in Florida or Mexico or wherever you're going, you're going to have 3 new leads and 2 listing appointments coming up, right? It's hilarious how that works every time.
Every time. I'm always like, oh, wow, I've been calling you for a year.
Yeah.
Today you see the house you want to buy.
Today is the day. Yep. Hey, Jaden, we just saw this house. Went to this open house. We want to ride an offer. It's like,
fantastic.
Great. Not complaining, but it's great. Okay. Anything else you want to dive into?
What do you feel like was your best? Like,
my,
most proud
of? I think I always say, like, I'm not from St. Louis, and so I don't have to answer the what high school did you go to question, which is great. I'm from a small town in central Missouri and moved to St. Louis in 2020. was starting a corporate job. 2 weeks into the corporate job, COVID starts. So I'm full-time virtual. Quickly realized I didn't want to climb the corporate ladder and wanted to, kind of be rewarded for the work that I put in, right?
Yeah.
Financially. And so have always been relationship based and love helping people. And, so I felt like sales was kind of the route that I wanted to go, and owning my own business and not having a database or relationships, sphere of influence built already, right? I'm in a brand new city. I know no one, also can't get out and know people because we're kind of locked down, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like, the thing I'm most proud of is just building my network quickly of people that know, like, and trust me. And so I just, being able to build my business relatively quickly without already having a database or a network of people.
Super quickly,
that's the thing that I'm most proud of, I think. And it's just cool to see, we're in this industry and people might make a home purchase or sell their house, maybe 5 times in a lifetime, and you get to be a part of, those milestones throughout their life, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Having those repeat clients come back to you and say, hey, we're ready to, we're about to have a baby. Like, we need more space. Like, it's just so cool to be a part of those monumental moments in people's life. Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I wrap up pretty much every episode the same, which is, what's been the most impactful book or podcast that has made an imprint on you and your business?
So I read a lot of them. The Gary Keller book, The Millionaire Agent, got me started. Like
the red book.
Yeah, it got me like what you needed to do, like for the database thing. Like, you have to have people in there.
Yeah.
And then
it helps.
Yeah. And then the ninja sales, because that's the one I think I grabbed onto the most, because it was problem solving.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Jodi.
Thanks for having me.
Super excited to continue to watch your career flourish here, and I know that everybody watching is going to get a ton of value from this episode. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll catch you on the next episode.